Stop everything you're doing for a moment, because what you're about to hear isn't just another rumor. It's the biggest shift Apple has made in the last decade. Forget the Vision Pro. Forget the iPhone 17. The real revolution is not in your pocket, and it's not on your face. It's about to live in your living room, plugged right into your TV. Apple's next big product, the 2025 Apple TV 4K, isn't an upgrade. It's a reboot, a complete rethinking of what a home device can be. For years, Apple TV has been seen as a nice add-on, a small box for Netflix, Apple TV Plus, and AirPlay. But this time, it's different. This time, Apple isn't playing catch-up. They're going straight for dominance. Because according to multiple leaks, this device is not just a streaming box anymore. It's being built to end the console wars, to rewrite the rules of home entertainment, and maybe to redefine what Apple ecosystem even means. So, what makes this new Apple TV so special? Let's start with the most explosive piece of the puzzle, the processor. Apple is reportedly skipping the current design entirely and going for something no one saw coming, a custom A18 Pro Max chip. That's right, Pro Max. The same kind of performance you'd expect from a high-end iPhone or even close to the M-series chips inside a Mac. This chip isn't just about faster menus or smoother app switching. This is raw power, and it's meant for gaming, serious gaming. The kind that until now, you could only experience on a PlayStation or Xbox. Reports suggest a 70% GPU boost over the last model. And that's not just a number. That means true 4K 120Hz performance with ray tracing support, the kind of lighting and reflection technology that makes games look almost real. In other words, Apple isn't just joining the console fight. They might be preparing to end it. But here's the twist. With all that power comes one thing Apple users aren't used to: heat. To handle that heat, Apple is introducing something new, a whisper-quiet internal fan. Yes, a cooling fan inside an Apple TV. It's the first time Apple has made this move for a TV device. That changes everything about the form factor. The 2025 Apple TV is rumored to be about 35% thicker than its predecessor. This is where Apple breaks one of its oldest traditions, the obsession with thinness. For years, Apple has chased minimalism at all costs. But this time, they're choosing raw performance over slim design. The question is, will users embrace a bigger box if it means true console-level gaming power? Because make no mistake, this is not a streaming box anymore. It's Apple's first serious home console, a gaming and entertainment powerhouse that integrates directly into the Apple ecosystem. Now, while the hardware is grabbing headlines, the real magic might actually come from the software. Leaks confirm that the next generation of tvOS, the software running the Apple TV, is going through a massive transformation. It's reportedly being rebuilt with elements from Vision OS, the same futuristic system running the Vision Pro headset. This means spatial computing is coming to your TV. Imagine watching your favorite show and being able to pull up an interactive IMDb window floating beside the screen without pausing the movie. Imagine checking your Fitness Plus stats in real time as they appear beside your workout video, hovering in your view, just like augmented reality. That's not sci-fi. That's the rumored next step for Apple's home entertainment experience. But there's something even more exciting, and this one is for true filmmakers and cinema enthusiasts. Apple is reportedly adding a Pro Filmmaker mode. This isn't just about better colors or contrast. This mode will use embedded metadata from the film itself to show you content exactly as the director intended. It will even use an ambient light sensor on the Apple TV box to adjust brightness dynamically based on your room's lighting. Think about that. The box sitting under your TV, reading your room's light, adjusting your movie scene by scene so it looks perfect in every condition. That's a whole new level of attention to cinematic detail. Apple isn't just trying to sell a new product. They're building an entire home theater experience. And then comes one of the most controversial pieces of Apple hardware, the Siri remote. For years, people have complained about losing it, breaking it, or just hating how it feels. But the new 2025 version seems like Apple's redemption arc. The next-gen remote will reportedly have ultra-wideband UWB technology. That means you can track it like an AirTag. If you lose it, just open your iPhone and it'll guide you straight to the remote. No more digging under the couch cushions. Even better, the new remote will feature haptic feedback. Imagine subtle vibrations when you scroll over an app icon, or a satisfying click when you press the power button. It's small, but it's these sensory details that make the experience feel premium. And Apple isn't stopping there. The biggest upgrade to the remote might be a customizable action button. Similar to the iPhone 15 Pro's action button, this lets you program your own shortcut. Maybe to open your favorite streaming app instantly, mute the TV, or switch straight to your gaming profile. The Siri remote is finally becoming an extension of the device, not a frustration. But with all this innovation comes a hidden cost. And this is where things get interesting and maybe even a little controversial. Because Apple's not just upgrading the hardware. They're also pushing next-gen connectivity. The new Apple TV is rumored to be one of the first Apple products with full Wi-Fi 7 support. Wi-Fi 7 brings lightning-fast speeds and ultra-low latency, perfect for 8K streaming and real-time cloud gaming. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the problem. To use Wi-Fi 7, you'll need a new router. That's another few $100s on top of the $299 device. This is what some are calling Apple's new bandwidth tax. It's the hidden cost of being on the cutting edge. You're not just buying the new Apple TV. You're buying into the next phase of your digital home. And Apple knows exactly what it's doing. Because the 2025 model isn't just about gaming or streaming. It's about becoming the brain of your smart home. Thanks to full support for Thread 2.0 and Matter, this new Apple TV can control your lights, locks, thermostats, cameras, and more, all without touching the cloud. That means faster automation, instant responses, and more privacy. Apple wants this box to be your home hub, your console, and your media center all at once. But with all that power comes another catch: price. The days of the $129 Apple TV are officially over. Sources close to Apple's supply chain suggest that the base 2025 model will start at $299. That's more than double the previous version. And if you want the top-tier model with the A18 Pro Max chip and larger storage, you'll likely have to pay even more. Apple might be planning to release two versions, a standard and a Pro model, once again segmenting their product line. It's classic Apple strategy. Create demand at the entry point, but make the real power exclusive to the higher tier. But here's where things take a wild turn. That higher price might come with something huge, something that could flip the entire market. Rumors suggest Apple could bundle this new Apple TV with a dedicated AAA cloud gaming service. Imagine Apple Arcade, but on steroids. A subscription that gives you access to high-end games, playable instantly. No console, no discs, no installs. Some insiders even claim Apple is in talks with major gaming studios, possibly even exploring acquisitions, to make this happen. And to sweeten the deal, Apple might include this service free for the first 2 years with every new device. That's how they justify the $299 tag. If true, that could make the new Apple TV not just a console killer, but a category killer. A single box that streams 8K movies, plays AAA games, controls your entire home, and connects to every Apple device seamlessly. Think about what that means for the average user. For families who already live in the Apple ecosystem, iPhones, Macs, watches, HomePods, this device could become the center of it all. And for gamers, it might be the easiest entry point into high-end gaming ever made. No setup, no updates. Just grab the remote, open the game, and play. Of course, that's the dream. And with Apple, the dream usually comes with a catch. Because if this leak is true, Apple is about to make the living room its next battlefield. They're not fighting Sony or Microsoft directly. They're doing what Apple always does, changing the rules of the game entirely. Instead of building a console, they're building a platform. Instead of chasing specs, they're chasing integration. And when Apple does that, history shows what usually happens. They win. But the real question now isn't about the chip, the fan, or even the gaming service. It's about you. Would you pay $299 for a streaming device if it truly replaced your console, your smart home hub, and your 4K media player? Would you buy into Apple's vision of a future where everything, Your home, your entertainment, your gaming runs through one small, silent box. Because that's what's coming. And the leaks suggest it's not far away. Late 2025, between October and December, is when insiders expect this device to finally hit the shelves. Apple is already clearing inventory of the current model, a classic sign that something big is about to drop. So yes, the Apple TV 2025 might be the biggest shift in Apple's home strategy in a decade. Not an upgrade, a reboot, not a box for Netflix, but the start of a new category. And if even half of these leaks are true, we might be witnessing the birth of Apple's most ambitious product since the iPhone itself. So, we've seen what the Apple TV 2025 is supposed to be, a device with console power, a brand new remote, and a software experience that merges tvOS with visionOS. But let's dig deeper, because beneath all the features and flashy leaks lies Apple's real game plan, the one that could reshape not just entertainment, but the entire digital home market. Let's start with the most important question. Why now? Why would Apple, after years of treating Apple TV as a side project, suddenly invest in high-end chips, cooling systems, and spatial computing? The answer is simple. Because Apple sees what's happening to screens. The iPhone owns your hands. The Mac owns your desk. But your living room? That's still up for grabs. And whoever owns the biggest screen in your house, the one everyone stares at for hours, owns your attention, your data, and your loyalty. For years, Sony, Microsoft, and even streaming giants like Roku and Amazon have competed for that space. But Apple has waited, quietly watching. And now, with its ecosystem mature and its processors far ahead of the competition, it's finally ready to take over the last screen that's left. The Apple TV 2025 isn't just another device. It's Apple's declaration that the living room is the next frontier. And they're entering not with a TV, not with a console, but with something that merges both and does more. Let's break down how Apple plans to pull this off. 1. The ecosystem weapon. If you're already inside the Apple world, you know how it works. Every product connects to the next. iPhone to watch, Mac to iPad, HomePod to TV. Each one makes the other more useful. That's the Apple ecosystem, and it's the company's most powerful weapon. Now imagine the Apple TV as the central hub that ties it all together. You get home, and your TV already knows your preferences. Your iPhone unlocks it instantly. Your AirPods automatically connect when you sit down. Your Apple Watch tracks your fitness when you work out in front of it. Your HomePods sync for surround sound. Your HomeKit lights dim automatically when you press play. That's not a fantasy. That's the direction Apple's software updates have been moving toward for years. And the 2025 model will make it seamless, instant, and intelligent. Because the Apple TV won't just be streaming content. It will be running local AI for your entire smart home. That's what Thread 2.0 and Matter integration are about. These are not just buzzwords. They allow devices to communicate directly, locally, without the cloud, meaning everything responds faster, works even if the internet goes down, and keeps your data private. This is the true reason the Apple TV is becoming thicker, stronger, and smarter. Apple wants it to be the brain of your home, your personal AI center, your entertainment console, your command hub. And once you connect everything to it, leaving becomes almost impossible. That's Apple's long game. 2. The gaming revolution. Now let's talk about gaming, the biggest shift of all. Apple has tried gaming before. Remember Apple Arcade? It was fun, clean, family-friendly, but it never hit the big leagues. There were no blockbuster titles, no competitive edge against PlayStation or Xbox. That changes now. The 2025 Apple TV is rumored to support full-scale AAA gaming. That means the same games that run on consoles or PCs, but streaming, downloaded, or hybrid. Thanks to the A18 Pro Max chip, this box can handle real-time rendering, ray tracing, and even advanced physics. But the secret lies in Apple's potential cloud gaming push. We've seen Microsoft with Game Pass, NVIDIA with GeForce Now, and Sony with PlayStation Cloud. Each one has proven the same thing. The future of gaming isn't in the console. It's in the cloud. And Apple has all the right ingredients to make that future mainstream. They already control the hardware, the App Store, the payment system, and the servers. All they need now is content. And if leaks are right, Apple is working on deals, possibly even acquisitions, to make that happen. Imagine an Apple-exclusive game studio, funded with Apple's money, releasing titles that work across your iPhone, Mac, and Apple TV. One account, one ecosystem, one subscription.